So super excited. Great job, guys, building for an event. Awesome job.
We're gonna give it a
James and
couple
Brent
of minutes. Yeah,
are
go for it.
calling me. They're like, John, if you don't log in right now, you're not going to be able to get in. Okay, I'm hurrying. Oh my gosh.
That'd be bad, James, if the man of the hour we couldn't get him in. That would be terrible. You'd be like, yeah.
Oh my gosh. We made it. We're live streaming in the channels now, guys. So we'll give it a couple of minutes just to make sure. I know how it is. I'm sure teammates are, they're like on your phone right now. They're calling you. They're doing an SOS right now. So it's on two channels. It's on both Partner Co Nation Facebook page, and it's also on the Wellness 360 YouTube, just live streaming there. So whichever one works. So be sure to get the buzz out there. We're going to get started the next minute or so. And it's going
James,
to
I'm
be
looking across. We have Canada in the house. Oh my goodness. We have everybody across the US. I'm looking at all of these, Las Vegas. What about Australia in the house? Give
Whoa.
it up. Give it up. That's
What is
great.
that?
That's
That's
great. Let
bright
us
and
know where
early in
you're
the
tuning
morning
in
or
from.
something.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know where you're tuning in from in the comments and in the chat section. We'd love to hear from you.
Hello, Coach Styling Jones, Columbus, Mississippi. Man, it's cold down here.
All right, all right. I know it is cold. Yes.
Who got a foot of snow in the last 2 days?
Put a one in the comment if you're cold right now. We're in Tampa, Florida. It's cold in Tampa. They're like, what is going on? We're like, yeah, we brought the cold weather to you. Good to see everybody.
Maddie in California.
Man, man, man. Way to go. California in the house.
Good evening,
Don
Brent.
in
Dave
San
Turley,
Francisco.
Northern California.
Hey, Dave, San Francisco.
Right. San
Blanca from
Francisco.
Los Angeles.
Calgary,
Hello.
Alberta.
Famous
Adela from
Avenue,
Waldemar,
Illinois.
California. Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome,
From
welcome.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Toronto, Canada.
Let us know
Connecticut.
where
Edmonton,
you're tuning in
Oakland,
from.
California.
And
Oakland,
also,
Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Hello, John,
Arkansas.
Brent, James.
California.
Ohio.
Middleburg, Florida.
if you're
Bruce.
excited and fired up
Hey,
about
everybody. Paula
Partner Co
Snokio from Newfoundland.
2026,
Mike Vu
give
from
us some fire in
Sacramento,
the comments.
California.
Calgary, Canada.
Welcome,
I'm
welcome.
from South Florida.
We'll give it 30 more
Calgary,
seconds.
Canada.
Sunny
Get your
Gabe from
shout out.
Sacramento, California.
Edmonton,
Hi, Sandy,
Alberta, Canada.
Toronto.
Very York.
California. California.
And from Northern
Hello, welcome,
California.
Fremont,
welcome.
California. Fremont,
Nashville,
California.
Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Lawrenceburg,
There you
Tennessee.
go.
Miami,
All right.
Florida.
Mountain Home, South Dakota.
Whenever Andrea mutes the lines is when we'll go live.
St.
So
Ignatius,
she'll be the
Montana.
boss.
Australia.
And that means we are live. Let me get these up real quick. Coach Palmer, how are you feeling right now?
I want to tell you what, James Zheng, isn't this so exciting? I'm talking about Partner Code 2026. We've been around 2.5 years, and I want to tell you, put a one or some fire in the comments if you can feel the energy in January 2026 for Partner Co across the world. James, this is a global call. We're here with the founder of the company. We're just getting started tonight, and we're just getting started in 2026. It's off the chart. I mean, just the energy. When I put my feet on the floor every morning to go share Partner Co, I'm just fired up. I have so much passion. I know you do too.
100%. Guys, across the board, we've just been seeing stats all over. This has been I think, for many, many teams. I know for ours, the best launch ever in our entire network marketing career, actually, Coach. And we're just barely getting started. And this call in particular, this mission that we're on for the Millionaire Mentorship is this is taking it to the stratosphere. This is taking it to the next level. So we're honored to have you guys on here today. And congratulations, Partner Co Nation, for just getting onto this line. If you're on the replay, if you're on the other live stream, we love you. Be sure to shout it out, be in the comments and everything as well. But I want to make sure we give a couple of announcements first before we bring up our special guest. You're going to be so happy that you made it on here today. But no, this is being live streamed right now because we are max at the Zoom line. So it's live streamed in two places, Partner Code Nation. If you're not a part of that group, it's a cross-collaborative, amazing group. Coach Palmer, Andrew Rosser, so many people help lead this group. So it'll be in there. It's also on the Wellness 360 YouTube, which has a lot of cool content if you want to utilize any product videos, anything like that. So be sure to take a look at that. But what this has been centered on is a couple weeks back, Coach, we came together and we were right after Park City, Utah, at the Strategy Summit with 100 top global leaders. And we were just on fire. And we're like, how do we help our teams win to the next level? And we're talking about this Millionaire Mentorship group. We've been doing this on our team for the last 6 months. It's been amazing. And then we came together and we're like, I think the world needs this. And Coach, that's what I love about you. You automatically filter everything, saying not just how can my team benefit, but how can the company benefit? So thank you for championing the blurred lines of sponsorship, the Better Together 2.0 and everything. And then we launched something. What's happened the last couple of weeks, Coach?
Yeah, and you know, James, when we were in Utah, and really one of the foundational principles, and you were there at the beginning, James, when we launched Partner Code 2.5 years ago, it was about blurring the lines. And to some extent, like it hasn't been done a lot in companies. I mean, our company has a heritage, like decades and decades, and it's like, man, wouldn't it be amazing? And then this company set into motion in February of 2023. And then 2.5 years later, we ascend in Utah, and the founders of the company, John Wadsworth, Darren Zobrist, looks around and the executives, and they're like, wouldn't it be amazing that if we started taking this blur the lines, this better together concept, and almost a better together 2.0, where now we do it globally around the world? And James, we had a conversation at that event about the Millionaire Mentorship and something you guys have been running. And we were like, let's do it, right? Like sometimes you just got to put something in motion and you'll figure it out. And we also wanted this community, this millionaire mentorship, this global collaboration where we could pull from the best of the best to help us bring up our competency in different areas. Like, I want to know how to brand myself on social media. And we have the best people in the industry, the best people right here inside of Partner Co. to be able to bring that knowledge to us and bring it fast. That's what this community is about. So bringing that skill level up. And so that's why this was started. But we also, James, remember we talked about it, like we don't want it to be just a group. We want to challenge our limits, right? We want to excel. So like we're in pre-launch of this group right now. But here's the cool thing. You have, as we do this, to be in this, to learn and get this knowledge that is free. But man, is it worth so much? You got to get to ultimate status in the company. You've got to enroll 2 brand partners with a minimum of 200 points, right? So we're teaching that create and build philosophy that really takes you, James, just like you've done, you and Becky. It takes you into that phase 2 to where you can become a lifer in this profession, a lifer inside of Partner Co. And you're equipping yourself with skills that will live with you the rest of your life. That's what we're doing inside of this Millionaire Mentorship. Super excited for everybody.
Oh my gosh. And speaking of that, real quick, remember all details on the Millionaire Mentorship. We've now done 2 calls. This is the 3rd call. We have all replays on this boards page. We also have, as you're qualifying, details are all here. We have the qualification form here. There's a recognition template. Shout yourself out, shout your teammates out. We want to get this out there and everything. So be sure to get that boards page and everything. We're going to note this down. We're going to formally launch Millionaire Mentorship 2.0 February 11th, North America. If you're in Australia, it's February 12th. And that is when we're going to close it up. Starting this week, we're going to start putting you that are qualified into our groups. We're going to have a special VIP chat room just for you. It's going to be invite only. So look out this week. We're going to have groups and everything and communication going on. But February 11th is when we officially lock in. And you want to make sure you get not just yourself on the list, but you want to also get your people on the list as well too. Coach, is it okay if we do a little quick recognition and then we'll bring up our amazing guest?
Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Guys, this was crazy, okay? So, with the Millionaire Mentorship, we had a 1.0 group that we were running privately for a while, and just want to honor them. They set the foundation. They said yes. They challenged themselves. So, congratulations to everyone that made it on the 1.0 list. And if you see someone that you know, shout them out in the chats and everything. We have a lot of names. So I'm going to do my best to put some time, but we got to fly through these as well too. So, congratulations to those that are on 1.0. But coach, I want to go right into 2.0 because what happened is we barely launched this and we cannot keep up with you guys. We have Kevin Coda, by the way, who's behind the scenes that's helping us actually vet everyone and make sure everything's good. We have over 160 people that already sent in qualifications. Last week we were at 40. So this name that we have here are the current 2.0 list names that are officially vetted. So huge congratulations, page number one. Coach, any feedback as we're going through these names here?
Congratulations, everybody. And here's the thing. I see a mark on the screen, so
Oh,
we might.
someone got excited.
Yeah. So we one of the things that I'll say is everybody that's on this list, huge shout out to you because you're in create and build mode, right? Two new brand partners. You've hit ultimate status, like, and that never ends. And that's the skills that we're going to equip everybody with is no matter, where you're at in the world, that create and build mentality is the way to continue to stay at the top of your game in this industry and in this company. And so, congratulations to everybody that's on the list. And for everybody that has filled out the form, your names are coming to this list. And let's shout that out from the rooftops with the recognition.
100%. All right, everybody, be sure to grab. We have the recognition templates on the boards page and everything. Coach, I'm going to hand it to you because you have such a bird's eye view of our entire profession. You've collaborated with many people. You're a student of the game. You've been master distributor. You know many companies, owners, and all of that. And you've worked and seen John behind the scenes. But when you think about John Wadsworth, as we bring him up, what do you think about John?
Well, first of all, wow. I'll say that I'll say this. I have watched him do what we are doing in the field. And I've watched him do it at the highest level. Guys, you know, top income earner in the field, global business, right? Um, and I've watched him succeed at a very high level, but do something that a lot of times it's tough to do, and that's remain humble, right? And I always say you got to pray to keep greed and ego out of you to excel at this industry. And I've watched as a friend, I've watched from afar, I've watched John do that. And as he embraced this company and brought his best friend in with him, Darren Zobrist, to bring Partner Co together, I've watched them lead. And I guess the best compliment I could give them, and I've learned so much from them myself, and I continue to say, man, they're men of patience. They're men that really counsel people of wisdom. They're men that sit around a table and they don't say, we know it all. They lean in and say, how can we help you? How could we make this work? How could we find a solution to this problem and overcome the problem? Let's don't worry about being dramatic about it. Like we don't have to do that because we're your partner. And since Partner Co's been in existence, I've just watched that play out many, many, many times. And the biggest thing I see them do is when they embrace people, whether it's leadership of other parts of the industry that maybe their company or their opportunity went away from them and they're seeking a home, they're seeking a place to provide for their family. I've watched them lean in, not with like, I don't know how to say it, prongs of we're going to get them, but more of how can we help you? How can we be a home for you? How can we add value to you? And James, at the end of the day, I watch people get it, right? Whether they've never done this industry or they've been in this industry for 30 or 40 years, I watch them feel the minute they're around John and Darren and our executives of Partner Co., they're like, Man, somebody said it in the comment. I feel something. You know, we said at PXP, it's soul, right? There's a difference. We're building something different and we're building a company to last. And they understand to build it to last, you got to have this global collaboration where you do realize that it's super important to congratulate all teams because all teams help a company rise and it helps the company stay in motion for years and years and years to come. John Wadsworth understands that the best. That's why I'm here. I know that's why you're here, James, and that's why I'm a lifer to this company, and I will continue to shout it from the rooftops everywhere I go.
Percent. John, everybody throw tons of emojis and love in the chat below. Welcome to the call, John. Where are you right now, by the way?
I'm at an industry conference, actually a mastermind. To extend what Brent was saying, I just spent the last 2 days in the room with the best companies in the industry, and everyone is unified. It is better together idea. It extends around the whole industry because everybody sees how incredible this industry is and how important it is to the future. So everyone's trying to lift it and project it in a way that allows the world to see the beauty of it and come join us.
Oh my gosh. Guys, talk about a leader from the front in the trenches. He's doing exactly what we do. That's why you're not just the owner, but you have a title of Chief Brand Partner Officer. And we're always constantly inspired by you. But John, we value your time and your wisdom. You have an interesting eagle's eye view of the profession, both by being in it. How many years have you been in this whole profession now?
28. Let's see. Yeah, we're coming up on 20, almost 30 years.
Wow. Wow. Guys, who here can tell Noni works? You get it.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
James,
yeah,
I
go for
got to do a quick preface. Everyone on this call, you could not have two better mentors than Coach Palmer and James Zheng. I mean, these guys through and through, they walk the walk, they talk the talk. They have done it. They're miracle stories. They have the heart, the culture, the skills, everything that you need. I am so proud of all of you that qualify for Millionaire Mentorship. And they just happened to start 2.0 on February 11th, which is a special day at Partner Co. It's our anniversary. It's our birthday. It's a day that we celebrate around the world. It's such an important day. So if you're looking to qualify, you got to do it. How many days we got left? About 15, 14 maybe?
Yep.
We're doing it. Everybody's
Totally worth
qualifying
it.
here. Go ahead and say, put a 1 in the comment. If you're qualifying, you're a part of the group. Yes, yes, yes. So many.
Oh my gosh. I completely slipped my mind on that. That's a God thing right there for sure. We know this is going to explode. But John, I'm gonna there's full interviews of John and his background, which I recommend. If you haven't listened to it, search on all the channels. They're incredible. But you've been in the game 28 years. You started not wanting to be in this profession. You were studying to be a veterinarian and then decided to take this on and built it boots on the ground and built a very successful business. How many billions of dollars of Noni did your organization sell over those years?
Over three.
Wow.
$3 billion. You know, it really was, James, if I go back to the analysis that I did when I chose the profession, like you said, James went to Berkeley, right? I was on the cusp of going to the graduate school that I had worked my entire life to get accepted to. And I still honor that road. I still think that people who choose a profession like that, tons of honor, tons of honor. But I really looked at life and I looked at what was important at life and I looked at the skills that I wanted to learn, the freedom that I wanted to have. I really wanted to go see the world. I wanted to surround myself with people who were ambitious but humble, people who are dedicated to personal development and mindset training. And you just don't get that in the normal workplace, but you do get it here. And I tasted it. And then you layer on top of that unlimited upside, the ability to choose who you work with. I mean, these are things that you cannot get elsewhere. I spent the last 2 days, as I mentioned, with industry professionals, and there's definitely a shift in the world. And guess what? The shift is moving in our favor. And what I mean is just a quick history of the economy and where we're at today. People used to have tons of job security. Job security started getting whittled away, and the gig economy kicked in. What's the gig economy? It means everybody has a day job and then they're doing something on the side. And if you look at the gig economy today, it's Uber drivers and DoorDash and delivery and everything. People still need that today, but now we got all this new technology that's coming in. We got AI and robots, and the majority of the gig economy is going to get completely displaced. And it even goes farther than that. I've got a good friend at a multinational law firm, and he was talking to me the other day. He said, you know, we used to hire 200 associates a year. He said, guess how many we hired last year? One. Because what the other 199 do, we can get done with AI, and AI doesn't complain. It doesn't take days off. It doesn't call in sick. It just gets stuff done 24/7. And I'm like, oh, this is going to completely reshape the world. People who are going to college for 12 years, you know, they got to really rethink what skill sets do you need to have security in the world today? And then you start going back to the parts of life that will never change. People always want to be healthy. You know, health and wellness is continuing to scream. The industry trend just goes up and up and up because people are living longer. So they really need to focus on their health. Health and wellness never goes away. People need freedom today, but they need to create their own security. And what better way is there than investing in yourself? People always ask me, hey, if you got some money, what would you do with it? I said, I would invest in myself. I would invest in skill sets. I would invest in mindset. I would invest in all of those things that give me total security. One more thing. I read a white paper. So I'm like, you know, I was a super student and I just love to research things. So this white paper came up with this term. It coined a term. It says in all of you watch the economy change, you watch AI come in, you watch robots come in, you watch everything that's changing in the world. What remains that's truly valuable? And it coined this word, this phrase that I heard for the first time, relationship commerce. What's going to last? Relationship commerce. Break down those two words and tell me if it doesn't sound like partnership marketing. This is an industry paper. It's totally not connected with our industry. And what's it saying? It's saying in a world full of technology and all the fake stuff that's going to take over and all the noise, one thing will last. Relationship commerce, which is partnership marketing.
So epic. Coach, I'm going to toss it to you. But last week, John, we had Coach Palmer talk about why partnership marketing, network marketing, when from his perspective, from now an investor standpoint and diversifying and other business options. And Coach Palmer told us why now he's still 1,000% in partnership marketing as a primary business vehicle. But Coach, I know your mind's going like crazy after what John just shared. What questions or follow-up do you have on that?
Yeah, I just, and I've had this conversation with John and James, I know you have too, and it's like it's it's a tough world out there. Like, so when I look at Partner Co, and John, maybe you can speak on this from a data perspective, because what I love about John is John doesn't get emotionally attached to he just is like, let's just look at the data, right? The data tells us. It's kind of like the bathroom scales. Sometimes you step on and you're like, I don't like the way that looks, but it's just the scales. We can't get mad at the scales. And the data right now shows that it's a tough economy out there. Like, people are struggling like groceries. Todd Rowland said it just the other day, James. He was like, for Christmas, or maybe it was New Year's, he went and bought like 8 or 10 steaks and it was like $500 or $600. Like, how does people do that? I was an educator. I didn't, they were talking about places. I'm like, I barely graduated college. I mean, I fought. But anyway, I was an educator. I was a high school principal, educator salary. We didn't have none of the extras, right? It was tough. And John, I think about all the customers, all the people we've done business with over this last 2.5 years. And every name that's on your customer list, as I look across all these people on here, and I'm like, you all have customers, you all have people that have not flipped over to the side of becoming a brand partner with Partner Co. John, with your experience, knowing where the economy is today, knowing where people, they don't like to talk about living paycheck to paycheck. I didn't when I was there. It takes someone to bridge the gap and come into their life and say, hey, I'd like to talk to you. What would you say to all these people, all these live streaming going on right now? I promise that all of these people, if you've got a customer, or you could make a list of all your customers that have not yet become a brand partner, put a 5 in the comment.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want you to listen to the wisdom John has. 3 decades. A gentleman that started his business going to Japan on, maybe you tell that story, John, like standing there literally with strangers going, I got to start here, right? And you all have customers that know you. They know you. Maybe they once used the product. Maybe they use it now, but you haven't reached out. Those people are struggling. A lot of those people are struggling paycheck to paycheck. They're waiting on someone to show up, share an opportunity, and name it Partner Co.
Mm-hmm.
So, John, what would you share from just your wisdom, all the years, top income earner, when you were in the field, from that perspective?
Here's the beauty of this profession. It's the great equalizer. It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what school you went to or didn't go to. You don't have to graduate. You don't need any credentials. You don't need a resume. All you need is passion, some discipline, and the willingness to be coachable. Show me another opportunity that has that incredible of a runway. Okay, everybody in the world today, they need to make more money. They really do. What we have here at Partner Co, what Brent and James and all of your other leaders are offering to every single one of your customers is a beautiful 30-day plan. They don't need to know anything. This is all we're asking. We're asking you to earn while you learn. Now compare that to some other opportunities where you got to pay to go through some training course, or you got to go through 6 to 12 months of training before you can even start to have the credentials to make money. This is totally different. We ask you to learn while you earn. Brent referenced statistics. At Partner Co, the average person who comes in with the willingness to be coachable and the willingness to really set a goal to hit ultimate, which we call top pay, on average, they're making $2,000 as they approach ultimate. As they're learning, as they're coming to these masterminds, as they're fixing their mindset so that they truly have the millionaire mindset, as they're going to learn the skills that stay with them, that have so many ancillary benefits. You're learning how to communicate. You're learning how to work with people. You're learning how to listen. You're learning how to go out and meet people's needs, help them support their family. And you're getting rewarded for this. You're learning how to take care of your own health, and in the process, helping others do the same. There's nothing that compares to this, Brent. And then you extend it further, because the people on this call, they're aspiring to more than just $2,000 a month. They're looking for 6 figures, 7 figures, millionaire mindset. Every skill that you learn along the way compounds over time. And in the future, you become like Brent. You have multiple streams of income, but he wouldn't have the wisdom. He wouldn't have the skill set He wouldn't have the communication ability, the leadership ability that allowed him to get there if he hadn't taken the journey through partnership marketing.
John, and one of the things I listened to you talk on that, and one of the things that James and myself have talked about is this whole phase one. We 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 like to coin it like phase one, that you just got started at Partner Co. Maybe let's do an example right here in the chats. If you earned while you learned in your first 30 days at Partner Co., meaning you earned some income in your first 30 days, like put a one in the comment. Let's hear from you. Like, doesn't matter. Like, you succeeded. John would tell you that this is not always the case. But when we have tech in our company that is technology that is allowing us to get a new person started with experience or without experience, that are just willing to be coachable. And literally, our technology can help them earn while they learn in their first 30 days. And we coin this phase one. It's like, in phase one, let's get a person profitable. Imagine at the end of the month, like first month, I've earned around $2,000 of profit, right? That's what our technology is producing in that phase one. And then phase two steps in and says, okay, they've been here 30 days. Now let's start 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. They've learned, they've earned. Now let's start to elevate their knowledge. And let's start teaching them maybe how to actively reach out, right? Maybe some awesome tips and strategies, maybe how to brand themselves on social media in that phase two sector, right? Where they keep those new eyeballs coming to their social media, seeing, what they have to offer. And John, in your experience of the industry, what have you seen in a person that transitions? I was talking to Paulo Mariucci from Europe in Utah, and we were talking about people that make that pivot from what I call direct sales, that phase one, they're making retail profit, to then they move over to phase two, which is team building. They learn how to start building a team, and now they learn, and now they're learning with the intent to teach and learning with the intent to teach. They start building that organization. What have you watched in a person's character in all the years of doing this that really helps them pivot from that phase one and move into that phase two? Because that's really what we're trying to bring out in so many people across the world here with the Millionaire Mentorship Program.
Here's the beauty of it, Brent. The beauty of this system is all you're doing when you transition from phase one to phase two, you just experienced it yourself. And you're going to someone that you love and care about who is in need, and you're saying, I just did this. Can I show you how? That is so simple. What people need to understand is once you transition from phase one to phase two, now you're in the asset building business. Now you're in the asset building business, and people don't realize the value creation that is occurring in phase two as you begin to take what you experienced and share it with others and show them how to also do it. All of a sudden, you're creating an asset. If you participated in one of Darren Zobus' financial intelligence strategies, you would have seen the math. James, you're brilliant. You remember what Darren was sharing? $1,000 a month. Do you know what that income stream is worth? It's worth more than a rental property in Destin, Florida. It's worth like $250,000. You get to $5,000 a month of team income. That's $1 million asset, according to conventional math. You get to $10,000, that's a $2 million asset. Show me another way that you can debt-free go from zero to having that type of an asset all through sharing, taking on the mantle of leadership, and being willing to go out and coach other people to do what? Not to do something extraordinarily hard. They're just doing what you did. And really, that's the fastest way to duplicate. Now, in this mentorship, I'm sure you'll go through all kinds of other strategies that take a lot longer, that help you develop your personal brand and figure out how to have lead generation and sales funnels and all of this technical stuff that does allow you to take it to the next level. But if you look at the core, if you look at the core business here, all it takes for you to step from phase 1 to phase 2 is to take what you did, show someone else how to do it. And you can do that all day long without any technology, without any particular skill sets other than a little bit of grit, because it does take resilience and drive. You got to wake up in the morning because no one's telling you what to do. This is all on you. It's you against you. And the willingness to be coachable, to never give up, to plug into the daily calls and follow the system.
James, I'm so glad John said that. John, just last week we were talking on Friday about why I stay focused in network marketing. Like through the years, like why nothing will move me or distract me away from building Partner Co. Because $1,000 a month of residual is like $225,000 like in the bank, like it's massive. $10,000 a month, like 2 million, right? And John just shared that.
Asset.
Yeah.
People don't realize how valuable that is.
It's massive. And then we were just talking about that because there's so much risk on every other thing. The rental properties, the different things, the risk versus a reward, they're so high. So staying focused in a time and day where social media and there's so many distractions, like, wouldn't you say, John, that being consistent and persistent, like just I've got my game plan of what I'm going to do today, my reach outs, my follow ups, my moving people across the pipeline, as Tim Sells always talks about, James always talks about, like keeping the main thing the main thing. Is that what you see out of earners inside of Partner Co? The people that
100%.
are in phase 2?
100%. They all have a vision board. They know what they're working towards. They've heard the math. They realize that massive value creation that comes from the daily habits, the daily good habits. They look at that vision board every morning. They plug into the IPA call because that gives them just a shot of motivation. They get to hear the stories from the people that are actively engaged. That gives you confidence, belief, motivation. And then they go out and present. They go out and present. They put people in front of presentations. The beauty of this is they've done it themselves, so they can go out and be a walking billboard. I'm just asking you to do what I did. I did it. Here's what happened. I not only went through a health transformation, I've gone through a wealth transformation. Now I've got the confidence that I can achieve my vision board.
So love that. I've got another question, if you don't mind, Coach. These are fantastic.
Absolutely.
Guys, if you're getting any value from this, drop in your favorite emoji in the chat below. This is decades of wisdom that'll shorten your time from where you want to go to your vision boards to way lesser. So thank you so much for sharing this, John. I want to ask from a skeptical perspective. Let's say you're somebody that you're looking at this company, you're now like, okay, I can see how network marketing, or in Partner Co, we call it partnership marketing, in today's day is the place to be at compared to any other option that's out there. But the reality is there's like, I don't know, 10,000 plus, you know the stats better, over 10,000 companies in the world. There's a lot of different options. Like everyone's going to say they're number one, they're the best. But you are seeing this from an upfront, close and personal perspective, and you are a stats guy and a realistic guy too. When I ask you the question, why Partner Co as the vehicle in this type of profession, what's your answer?
It's the system of growth that has been innovated in this market, combined with the better together culture that makes more people succeed who join Partner Co for the first time here than anywhere else. And this is statistically obvious, right? So it's hard to find this culture. It's even harder to find a system where people can come in and earn while they learn realistically by just following a simple program. You combine those two, and you've got the true partnership. These are our two core values that we emphasize the most: true partnership and built to last, combined together in a wealth creation model that allows people to succeed here more than anywhere else.
I wasn't expecting those answers. Coach, your thoughts?
Yeah,
Those are
no,
great.
that's super. Yeah, that's super powerful. Yeah. And so I've got one because we've had a lot of noise, a lot of excitement the last several, maybe the last week, and talking about product innovation, where the company's going. Like it's 2026. There's so much excitement out there. John, we've been with you since the beginning at the
Mhm.
start of Partner Co. It's short career of 2.5 years. And I just know that you have a heart for bringing like innovation, products that provide a solution
Mhm.
to problems and things that the field of your company, People in Partner Co, could embrace.
Mhm.
And so what does 2026 look like as far as product innovation and things like when we first brought, let me say this, when we first brought the company together, it was like, wait, what are you guys doing? You've got this over 100 products from different
Mhm.
companies. And we're like, just wait. We're going to innovate. And now over the last 2.5 years, collab has been established, like collaboration of science and nature and these new product developments, Max 2.0, Sugar Stop, Advantage, right? And Everglow now. But, you know, there's been a lot of talk inside of Partner Co with, Moringa and things coming out that could possibly, the field could just get more excited because one of the pieces is retention and auto ships and giving some people value to take every month. Anything you want to add to that? I just love the fact we've got a company that's not settling.
Mhm.
It's like you and Darren always say we didn't start this company to
We
be
don't believe
average,
in
ordinary.
mediocrity.
No, no, no. So anything you want to share, I just know that's your passion.
Let me address it first from a business standpoint, because if I was going out to the world with an offer, and that offer determined how quickly I could achieve the wealth creation that I'm aspiring to, I would want to be offering something that was a significant enough solution that people would pay multiples of what it costs for it. And look at what Partner Co is achieving. We're going out with an offer and we're solving real health problems that if they, before the offer, if I walked up to someone and I said, hey, if you could achieve this health outcome, how much would you pay? If I could show them the after, if I could show them their after, right now we got their before, right? If I could show them their after before it was realized, and I said, put a price tag on this, this would be a fun exercise for us to do.
Yeah.
The numbers would be huge. John, if you could give me that after, I'd give you $1,000 easy right now. Just tell me where to write the check. That's the kind of offer that we're doing to people. That's what we're offering. That's such a simple offer to get people to close on, to realize the value of. And that's what you're doing. You're going out and you're giving people real results that are worth a multiple of what they're paying. And they get to join a community. And they get a support group. And they get a culture that allows them to quickly make the lifestyle changes that they need to. It's this self-fulfilling prophecy. You want to know the complete antidote to the yo-yo diet that has kind of plagued our society forever? Become an advocate of the health transformation that you're trying to help people achieve. And what do you do at Partner Co? You come in, you experience the products, you experience the transformation, and then you go out and you advocate for other people to do that. Guess what that does psychologically to you? It changes your identity. It fixes that yo-yo tendency that as humans we have. And you get paid to go out and help other people. At Partner Co, we'll always have this, this tip of the spear message, which is compelling, which stops the scroll, which is needed in the world today, which allows you to get a nice response in the very beginning. When you start posting, people need what you are offering. And then that will always be wrapped in these add-on products that support the outcome, that accelerate the outcome, that give you additional benefits, and retention products that help you maintain your customers, because now they have products that they're going to take forever. These are products that everybody takes anyway. So let's get them through Partner Co, because we know the quality's there. We know that the science is there. We have an entire community that's locking arms with us and doing these health rituals every week so that we can all kind of always improve our healthy lifestyle choices. That's the perfect business model.
Absolutely.
Something you can be proud of sharing with the world.
Yeah. And the biggest thing, James, is the fact that we get to have the pride of knowing that what we put in our products, what, John and the company is innovating is the best of the best of the best. Like, and we're putting our, name out there on the line, and it's okay because it is the best of the best of the best. And so not only are we changing our health, we're advocates. We're helping other people say, if he can do it, I can do it, right? I can do that. And so, speaking of that, and James, I'll turn it back to you to ask questions. So, in the chat, speaking of product, okay. Now, we know, let's just talk about the drops. Let's talk about one product, okay? But we've got an amazing system, and it's attached to the drops. Great technology attached to the drops. We know the world's out there. They love. I saw a post. Okay, how many of you, saw a post? So just on, let's just say weight loss. We know it does a lot more than weight loss, but if you released some weight, put it in the comment. To John's point of being able to see your future self in a transformation, how much money would you have paid for that? Let me tell you, I'm in a transformation right now, right? I've recently been working on my and I would pay like really good money for that transformation, right? I've been leveraging the drops in our plan and just, I feel so inspired by it. So I just see this right here. And I want you to know that like there's a whole community out there waiting for you. They're waiting for you to reach out to them. They're waiting for you to say something to them. It may be church service or at school or in the community or at ball practice or all of that. Like there's people that will thank you down the road for giving them this opportunity, just like you with releasing the weight, but also financially, they will also thank you down the road. Okay. By reaching out to them, by making that contact, by saying, you got to see what we're doing. Oh my goodness. And putting them in front of a presentation. James, back to you.
Absolutely. Guys, do you see the chat, by the way? I see weight down, legs are amazingly different, mind clear, hormones are getting back in balance, 10 pounds so far, hubby down 50 pounds, and so many more as well too. And guys, there's way
Let's
more
rephrase
around the
that
world.
question, James. How much would you pay to spend more time with your grandkids? How much would you pay to have the energy to go travel and see the world? How much would you pay to look better in the mirror? People will pay a lot of money. It's worth it because money is really worthless unless it transforms into something that's real, that's tangible, and there's nothing more valuable than your health.
100%. $1 million nugget already there, by the way. That's what this
Amen.
mentorship's all about. I got two last quick questions, if you don't mind, Coach. Of course, anything that you have. I'm someone on this line and I see this mentorship and I'm like, this looks cool. Partner Co looks great. Products look great. I love this community. I'm sure anyone that's on here, like, yeah, this is different. But I want to do something for the long play. And the question that's in my head whenever I'm partnering with someone is, what's their long game? What are they in this for, really? And if I don't know you, John, because now I know you as someone you've been in the game for a long, long time. And guys, just so you know, John's super humble. He's done extremely well financially. I mean, he doesn't have to work if he doesn't want to or anything. But why are you so passionate about doing this now? Obviously, you're the owner, but you're like really, you work harder than all of us. But what's driving you right now, John? Really, just personally.
Yeah. Look, someone in the conference that I'm at here today, they said, happiness is progress. You know, as humans, if we're not improving, if we're not learning something new, if we don't have goals and ambitions, our happiness level, it goes down. And what's the best way to always have that? What's the best way to always have improvement happening in your relationships, improvement happening in your skill sets, improvement happening in your mindset, in your knowledge base? It's being part of a mission-driven opportunity. And that's what we have at PartnerCo. This is a mission-driven opportunity. So I wake up in the morning and I think of all the people that I want to be able to go out and inspire and motivate. And we get inundated with transformation stories. James, you were reading off a bunch from the chat today. What's more fulfilling than that? You know, people talk about retiring and taking it easy. And I say, this is what you want to come out of retirement to do. I've heard Todd say that. I've heard Brent say that. Why? Because it's so fulfilling. It's so fulfilling. And happiness, you know, your happiness really depends on it. Take hold of a mission. Take a hold of a mission that matters and run with it every single day. And that's when you'll experience fulfillment and happiness and true health and true partnership and true excitement and true fulfillment.
Beautiful, John. Coach, you got another question? I got one last closing
No,
question.
you go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. So I'm seeing this in the chat. I see this comment. I have to read it off. It says, I found my purpose. I honestly gave up on me before PartnerCo, but it made me realize I matter. How, just to your point, Joe, how do you put a dollar amount on that? So proud of you, sister. We're looking at this mentorship. We're going to launch February 11th, the third anniversary of PartnerCo. You got to go ultimate, enroll two brand partners. You're really excited. You're at the edge of your seat right now. And then there's this noise in the back of my head that says, you don't belong here. Millionaire mentorship. Who do you think you are? You've tried this before. You can't do well. They're different. You've coached many people, John. What would you encourage that person that's thinking that right now?
Trust your mentors because they see your future and they're going to say something totally different. Now, James, if I can take the liberty to just forecast what some of the cool things people are going to learn through Millionaire Mentorship, they're going to learn mindset that overcomes that imposter syndrome that you just identified. They're going to learn tools that allow you. I spent 2 hours listening to this guy who talked about how to rewire the synapses in your brain physically so that those type of thoughts don't even come in. You know, these are the type of transformations that you can have by participating in this type of mentorship. You're going to learn how to set goals and achieve them. You're going to learn what to do when all of a sudden you have a bank account full of money. You're going to learn how to reframe your own relationship with money, because that's worth totally unpacking. And if you change your mindset, it's the law of attraction. Things start going your way. You're going to learn how to be smart when you start to diversify and you're looking for multiple streams of income. Even though you love the mission-driven cash flow that comes from this profession, you're going to want to do things for other people. You're going to want to expand your own horizons. You're going to want to have other assets. Some of those skill sets that are totally worth learning now at this stage in your journey. You're going to learn how to motivate other people and help them see the path clearly so that they too want to participate in Millionaire Mentorship.
Gosh. Guys, throw in the chat, by the way, if you could pay for a course that taught you just those things that John talked about, there's going to be more. How much money would you put to that? Just curious, how much money would you put to that?
I know what
$500.
people charge, James, because I see it all the time. It's tens of thousands of dollars.
Yes. And you know what it costs to your team? nothing. You
Little
go
bit of
ultimate.
ambition, little bit of grit. Go out and talk to people.
That's it. Absolutely. John, I'm done on my end, coach. Any
I,
last words from your question?
I've got one parting thing for John, and you know, you're looking at us, me included. We're in January of 2026. You have your vision for where Partner Co is going to be in December of 2026, headed into 2027. We're partners here. We all are. I have a job to do inside of Partner Co. John has a job to do. James has a job to do. You guys have a job to do. Like, we need your partnership. John needs your partnership, right? I need his partnership. Like, that's why it's partnership marketing. Like, John, you're looking at us. You've got your vision for where the company's headed. What would you say to a field of people like, we kind of talked about it in Park City, like be bold, step out, make a commitment every day. Like, what would you tell us right now, marching orders to like for the person, all of us that's sitting here wanting a piece of this 2026 explosion of Partner Co. What would you tell us to grab that as we close out tonight?
Brent, this will be the best year yet at Partner Co. And the future, it's so clear. But even near term, it's so clear. The call to action today, we've got Destin, Florida, if you're in the US, on February 5, 6, 7. February 11th is the deadline to qualify for Millionaire Mentorship. You have between now and then to achieve ultimate and sponsor 2 people activated. You can do it. You absolutely can do it. It's time to go out and do that because that unlocks your 2026.
John, thank you for that. And as we sit together at the summit in Park City, guys, I want to tell you, I hope you can feel a little bit of it tonight, listening to John, because we looked at each other in a room and we said, they're building something to last. But to be great, we've all got to lock arms. We've all got to have each other's back. We've all got to be bold together. We've all got to step out on a daily basis, make the contact with the new person, have the bravery to follow up, even if it's the 3rd time, the 4th time, the 5th time, to be able to learn a presentation so that I can effectively do it day in and day out, day in and day out in 2026. We've got to look to each other and challenge our limits, not limit our challenges. But together we can do that. Together we can do that. And John, I can't thank you enough. James, can't thank you enough. All of you, like this tonight is special. This Millionaire Mentorship is going to be special. It's something, it's not about one person or a group of people. It's collectively about the world of Partner Co. and taking everything to the top and excelling as much as we possibly can and watching people transform their lives. Like that is, as you heard tonight with John. So, John, thank you so much. James, back at you to close.
Absolutely. John, thank you. Everybody, I'll do a couple quick announcements, but let's give John the biggest thank you. Throw tons of love in the chat, John. Yes.
Hey, you're part of a community that loves you. Everyone on this call, you are seen, you are heard, you are loved, you're supported, and this is your year.
100%. With that, guys, John Wadsworth, couple last things, guys. If you love this call, remember, this is all warm up for the actual Millionaire Mentorship. Is that crazy, coach? Like, seriously. So, couple orientation things. Remember, we have this training. It will be right onto this boards very shortly. The last 2 calls that we did. And what you want to do, of course, get yourself qualified, but even better, get your teammates qualified. So who here has somebody that wasn't able to make the call today? You're like, they got to go see this. Put a me in the comments if that's you, right? There's so many people. Get them in, right? Share the love. So action item, Get them on this call. Share the replay. Share with them the boards. Talk about the Millionaire Mentorship. Can you imagine you had 10, 20, 50, 100 people on a line like this, where your business would be in the next 90 days? So you want to make sure. Lisa said she already sent the link, and we're going to start welcoming people into the mentorship really soon. But Coach, any other announcements as we close it out?
No, James, it's just one of the things that I know you always say, I want to say is thank all of you for your partnership. Like this company exists because of you and because of the reach outs you are doing to invite and other people in. And James, this has become like the best thing in the world to put your feet on the floor every morning and have an opportunity to share. So thank you guys for your partnership. We love each and every one of you.
Two quick
And we're
announcements, Coach,
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Two quick ones. With the love, thanks, Andrew, for the reminder. Thursday, if you're going to Destin, there will be a meet and greet with everybody in PartnerCo Thursday evening. So stay tuned for the announcements for that. And it's going to be so much fun. All right. So we're going to, anyone going there, we're going to have a big party and big blast. And then two, someone asked in the chat, what time will the Millionaire Mentorship calls be at? Good question. They will always be at Wednesday in North America, 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're in Australia, that's 11 a.m. Sydney time, like that. So Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central, we'll have them on live and replay and all that stuff. You'll be in the groups, but work out that time. There's no perfect time, but that'll be the time. It'll be around an hour, right on that time zone. All right. Okay, Coach. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. I just wanted to say, as everybody, gets off tonight, just know how much we care about you and want to see you just flourish and get out of this what you want for you and your family.
Awesome. All right. Well, with that, have an awesome one, everyone. Feel free to mute yourself. We love you.
Yeah.
Have a blessed one.
Thank you.
Awesome call.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Amazing call.
Thank you.
Much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much.
you. Enjoy the meeting. Okay.